Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Sunday. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at Mana and the SP 500. Not financial advice, just the way that I see the market. All right, so let's talk about the most bullish option we have on the table right now. The most bullish option is that this wave at the top of Bitcoin is going to be the start of something, meaning that it will be a wave one. It will be a nest of wave ones to the upside. When it pulls back, it needs to hold 26,621. We cannot break that line. Also, we would want to see the daily RSI reset itself very hard, at least to 50 or 40. Even coming deeper would be more beneficial. I have talked about RSI a lot in my videos. I said imagine it being a rubber band sitting at 40 to 50. The rubber band can stretch this way and the rubber band can stretch this way. But it always likes to come back to its original shape so that it can push again. Sitting up at 75, it cannot have the power to stretch much further. So if we want to see a big push to the upside, the daily RSI really needs to reset itself. Resetting itself would give it the momentum that it needs to give us that big push to the upside. The second bullish option is that it doesn't hold 26,621, that it comes through here in a corrective structure, potentially filling this gap. At that point, we would look at this whole wave as being a wave one and pulling back for a wave two. We would not want to see it break 19,584 where this white line is. If it were to break 19,584, we would just assume that it's coming down for a deeper wave two, and we don't want to see it break 15,460 where this white line is, but ultimately not breaking 18,100. Coming underneath this support that it is built would shift the momentum of the market bearish, and we don't want that to happen. So ultimately, if we're going to wick through here, we need a quick buy up, V-shaped recovery, and continue to the upside. Okay, so let's talk about the bearish options because there always is one. Bearish options is that this was an A, pulling back for a B, and all of this structure is a C wave. An alternative count is that this is A, B, C, both ending on a C wave. What will make me think that we're ending on a C wave is whether it breaks down here or gives us an additional hit to the high, is that it has a very harsh rejection, straight red candles, back testing this support, and then separation move down. This would be the start of a 5-wave move. It would bounce for a fourth, down for a fifth. The only thing that would save Bitcoin at this point is a very high recovery for a B wave. That way, when this 5 waves gets its partner 5 waves, maybe it can hold and save itself. This would be, we would still look at this as a wave 2. Now, this will be a have to wait and see thing, okay? Most of the time when you have a deep 5 waves like that, it's the start of something to the downside. All right, so let's summarize that up really quickly. We are looking for an additional hit to the high. We want it to pull back and not break this white line. If it does, then we don't want it to break this one. If it breaks this one and fills the gap, we want to see a V-shaped recovery and come straight up out of here. If it rejects in a very harsh 5-wave move, that was going to be bearish. All right, so let's take a look at this structure up here. First off, the RSI has reset itself to 50. I would like to see it come down to 40. As you can see, through this whole run up here, it has held the 40 line. It's been able to give these little pushes to the upside each time it resets itself to 40. If this count is going to complete itself, we have a wave 1, 2, 3. We're looking for 4 and 5. If we're going to hold for the wave 4, it needs to hold the prior wave 4. Coming underneath this prior wave 4 will invalidate this being able to hold for an additional 4th and 5th. Now, what we don't know is if this wave here is the start of something or the end of something. This can totally be a ABC connector here in the middle. If this is a wave 1, what will happen is after this push for a 5th, the market will hold the 4th wave territory again, and then potentially push up for an additional 5th wave up to that monthly 21 MA at approximately these extensions at 33,000. All right, so let's talk about how it can fail to push higher. How it can fail to push higher is coming underneath this 4th wave territory. As you can see, once it does that, it's nothing but insufficiency on the way down. That is why a higher degree 4th needs to hold a prior degree, because if it breaks it, it's insufficient 3rd wave area. So if it's going to push up higher, it's got to hold this 4th territory. All right, so let's take a look at Mana. Mana has this beautiful impulse wave to the upside like a lot of the altcoins do. The beauty of this is I don't see how this can be a C wave. A 5-wave move is always the start of something or the end of something. It is way too high to call this an A, a B, and then a C. So with that being said, there's a very high probability that this is the start of something and it's either a wave 1 or it's an A wave, which means we should get an additional partner to the upside that would be a C wave or a 3rd wave. Now, the question is this wave the start of that partner leg? Coming underneath 48 cents where this red line is will invalidate that. What will it mean if it comes underneath it? It will mean that this bounce to the upside is a connector wave, and that this wave wants a partner leg. If this happens, we don't want to come underneath this support. Coming underneath that would turn the market bearish. But Mana has a very good chance that this is the start of something and that it's pulling back for a wave 2, 3, 4, 5. Alrighty, let's take a look at the SPX. Now this wave here can be interpreted many different ways. It can be interpreted as an expanding diagonal. It can be interpreted as a WXY. What matters the most right now is, was this the end of something? And is this wave going to be the start of something? If this wave is going to be the start of something, it would have to start off with a leading diagonal. That's either a wave 1 or an A wave. This wave in the middle is a wave 2 or a B wave. This wave, we want to be a C wave or push up for a 3rd wave and prove that this is a wave 1. As you can see, we have not tapped the 1.618 for a 3rd wave yet. We need to continue up for a 3rd, pull back for a 4th, and then a 5th. As you can see at that point, we will only be to the 1-to-1 extension, pulling from here to here. If it's going to turn into an impulse wave, it's got to come all the way up to this 1.618. So at this point, it will need to pull back and prove that this is a 1 and a 2 to push up for that 3rd. Let's take a look at this wave and talk about what it needs to do to be on its way to bullishness, or just a C wave. All right, so we want this wave to continue to the upside, make it up to the 1.618. At this point, no wave can come into 4,039. Why? Because if this is a wave 1 and this is a wave 2, we cannot have any fourth wave coming into that territory. So from this point, it needs to continue to push to the upside. Come down for a fourth and then a fifth up to the 2.236. If it fails and it comes into the wave 1, it's proving that this is just a corrective 3-wave structure. Even if it makes it to the 1-to-1 and fails to make that wave 2. What will that mean? Well, it will mean that this is just a connector and that this leg is going to get a partner to the downside. All right, so that is the gist of it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.